Hello everyone, and this is your host Shubham Giri, and you're watching Vandigiri. And the topic for today's video is a good one. It is amalgamation of a lot of small questions that I get on the platforms, the social media platforms, as well as what to pack, how to do, what kind of documents you would take to Canada while you're traveling, and what kind of quarantine measures are there, who is like vaccinated, what sort of things you need to follow, what kind of address proof you need to show, what kind of questions are asked by the immigration, and also a few routes that I have some of my friends who have traveled to Canada and what were their experiences, who traveled in recent times. So all this information would be jam packed in this whole video, and it will me just be conversation about this, holding a conversation about this with you guys. And hopefully you like the video. Do like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, let's get on with the video.
Everybody get your fucking hands up.
First things first, and the first question that I usually get is which kind of route is safe for us to take. Now, there are various parameters to ascertain a single route, that is like the indirect route that is going towards Canada. Now, the first and foremost thing that everybody needs to take care is United Kingdom. Just it's a big no under your book. Just write it down because there's a lot of issues, mostly coming from these places. Secondly, avoid charter flights because anytime any quarantine measure or any sort of government official pokes his nose in between your transit, in between your flights, in between your agents and the airlines and the airports and the airport authorities, my friend, you are doomed to go. So try to avoid it. But if you are really having someone who's very trusted travel agent, and he's been doing this thing for quite a while now, go for him. That's the pretty much obvious thing. So make sure you do this two things first. Now, I get a lot of questions about Dubai airport. Like the quarantine regulation states that 10 hours, and then when you call them and you ask them what is the transit time, it's 24 hours. Now, let me get this one thing straight. If you're traveling directly from India to a third country where you'll be doing your RT-PCR, make sure your layover is less than 10 hours. But then, if you're going to a third country and getting your RT-PCR done and then moving to Dubai, 24 hours is your mark. In a single sentence, I explained it. And this is how I'm planning my journey. So I have taken this Maldives route. I am not allowed much of a baggage, but then I didn't buy it because I sort of compared all the prices on Amazon.ca, Best Buy, and all the sites that I could find. And you should also do that and see if you have not purchased your products or the things that you are going to take to Canada yet. Make sure you check these prices on their sites and then compare. If you're taking this from India and then giving extra baggage fees and everything, what would be the cost? Or if you directly buy it from there, or if you order it on Amazon in Canada, just compare the prices and the difference and you'll be good to go. Now, the most important question and the most asked question in all the groups that I have been in, all the platforms that I have been sharing, I tell this to a lot of people. Now, my friend who traveled to Montreal, and we recently booked an apartment, which is a 5.5 apartment, and it was very cheap for us. Luckily, like we got that apartment. So yeah, we will get into details of the how to find apartment and everything in the later video. But the question is, what to show as the address proof to the immigration officer? Now, speaking about specifically about Montreal, now when you would go to the airport, they have a list of documents, sort of paper fixed, like they stick it on the wall, like where you can see it, and then arrange the papers accordingly and show that to the immigration officer. It has 4 to 5 major things that you need to have: all the funds proof, fees proof of your university. Secondly, and the most important, your visa and everything, and every document related to a visa, such as your passport, your stamped visa, of course, that would be with you, and your port of entry letter, your original PPR request, and all the files that are on the GCK portal, just that. Thirdly, is your vaccination certificate and everything, like you have got 2 doses of Covishield or not and everything, like the vaccination part. That is the third one. And the final and the fourth one, which a lot of people think would be there, but it's not. See, a lot of people ask me like what to tell to the immigration officer if he asks us whether I would be staying, or if they are inquiring about staying me anywhere. Now there are two conditions, or there are two sort of circumstances that will happen with you. The first one being you have an accommodation sorted with some friend, some relative, or anywhere else, or an Airbnb. Just show them your Airbnb confirmation or hotel confirmation, whatever you have. Or if you're going to stay with your friend or someone like that, just make sure to get his phone number and his address where you would be staying. Just state that to the immigration officer, and that would be enough. You don't need any lease, any agreement type or anything, not at all. Now, coming back to the fourth one is a quarantine plan. Yeah, that is written on the paper. That is what I have been told. I haven't been there, but yeah, I trust this guy. So yes, maybe by the time I would be going there, it would be changed. But the quarantine plan essentially means a handwritten, in the sense, a typed sort of letter of explanation where you would be staying, and how would you be managing your expenses and everything, and on if in case you've come positive, so who would be taking care of you, anything like that. Just write that in a single piece of paper, and it's more than enough. So that hopefully answers your question, that where to stay and how to answer that to the immigration officer.